Hello everyone, welcome back to Random Fun. I'm your tour guide, Lingua Farmer. Today we are gonna continue to practice the right pronunciation of Greek letters. In previous episode, we have learned the 5 COVID-19 variants. In this one, another 5 common letters in math and physics are selected for you to explore. By the end, you will know how to call this beautiful goddess's name correctly. So, are you ready? Let's get started. Here is the list of 5 letters for today. Let's go through them one by one. Here comes the first letter for math. This is commonly used to represent angles in trigonometric functions classes. It is also the IPA for English TH sound, like in thin and math. You might remember your math teacher reading as theta. But since it is also symbolic of the TH sound, you are now clear about the right pronunciation. It should be theta, with your tongue between the teeth. And please puff less air when saying the syllable ta. It should be da, not ta. Okay, let's practice it again. Theta, theta. Let's move on to the next one. This letter is also very common in math and statistics. Besides theta, this letter represents angles too. It is also the probability density function of standard normal distribution. Your teacher might tell you this letter is phi, but they were wrong again. The consonant is the same as F, but the vowels are different. Actually, the sound I is rare in modern Greek. The correct sound of this letter should be B. Let's repeat. B, B. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Here comes the letter for the talk in physics. It can also be used to represent text in economics, since the initial sounds are all T. Your instructor may read it as tau, but the modern Greek people don't read so. Although the ancient Greek people call it tau, its modern pronunciation has been changed into taf. And just like theta, please puff less air from your mouth, so it becomes taf, taf. Okay, let's go to the next one. If you know a bit about statistics, you might hear of the chi-square distribution. The so-called chi looks like this in its Greek form. Surprisingly, the contraction for Christmas, Xmas, doesn't start with the English X, but this Greek letter, because it refers to Christos, meaning Jesus in Greek. So you find the pronunciation of this letter in Christos is not a sound. Instead, it is a fictive sound, similar to German ch in ich. And again, it ends with the vowel e. So don't call it kai anymore. Let's start calling it ki from today. Ki, ki. Let's move on to the final letter. When you see this letter, I bet you read it pi, right? It is a famous ratio of a circle's circumference to its diameters. It is also used as a symbol for the product of a sequence. The economists take it to represent the profit of the business as well. It is proof that this letter is pretty popular among mathematics and economics. But again, do you think the Greek people really read it as pi? Not at all. First, don't puff so much air, just like the P in the word spy. Second, you know that the ending vowel is E. So let's practice. E, E. Here is a summary for today's class. Only 2 points. The first one is the ending vowel is E, not I. The examples are he, she, and he. The second one is that there is less air out of your mouth when you speak Greek. You may remember there are letters like E, F, and theta. Let's recall the goddess in the first page. She is the goddess of love and beauty. You're right, her name is Venus. But Venus is her Roman name. And what's her Greek name? Aphrodite, not Aphrodite. Many people mispronounce her name since the ending is ite, as in kite. But remember, the first pronunciation point, the ending vowel is E, and delta represents the th sound in father. So her Greek name is Aphrodite. Aphrodite. Many thanks for joining again the second Greek alphabet lesson. Before saying goodbye, let's learn how to say thank you in Greek. Ευχαριστώ. Ευχαριστώ. Remember to cut your air in the last syllable. Ευχαριστώ. See you. Ciao.